Hello everybody, how is it going? So today we are playing more Yamato, but we're playing a different version. This is it's pretty much the Sky Island version, but you're just playing a bunch of the good green cards. And there's some kind of cool synergies like the Sky Island blocker that's not very commonly played, but we're playing 8 cost Kid, so it makes sense to play it. And yeah, I ended up playing a bunch against this Black Yellow Luffy player. I didn't know much about the matchup, so that was a good experience in itself. But yeah, the matchup's kind of interesting because they kind of just want to take all their life, and it's like, if I feel like I can't just immediately give it all to them, right? Like the first 5, like he'll probably just take, but then I might have to just hold out on swinging more. But yeah, sorry if there's any background noise there. Yeah, the first 6 he just takes. We play down a Holy. I feel like this version can kind of be a bit more aggro and also, you know, still wall up. I was playing, I think, more towards the Kid, which maybe I shouldn't have in some of these matchups. Maybe I should have just been trying to rush life. But I feel like this leader gets down a lot of blockers pretty easily. Also, later game is like a 9k leader, so rushing life isn't the easiest. But maybe if I just tried to put as much pressure as possible, it might have worked out because he might not have had all the setup he otherwise might have needed to get. But we're just gonna, like, I think I will swing 6, and I don't know if I should have. I am gonna play down the Ohm. I don't hit the Holy, and yeah, maybe like skipping out, swinging this turn, just so he has another turn where he kind of forced him to take his life basically. Okay, so I don't end up swinging. It's probably for the best, because I do think, you know, he has at least a Sabo in his graveyard and I believe a Luffy. So he kind of already has his leader set up. It also does depend if he has the small versions of those cards, but I'm going to give myself another turn. Hody could potentially be very good if he like pre-plays more of the little guys, because he already has a Sabo on the board. So we could potentially just Hody, rest 2 little guys, and trade with them pretty freely. He's going to play a Luffy. I think he should have 8 the life with Luffy here, just because being at 2 life or 1 life against Yamato is kind of the same thing. So, yeah. Also, it might just not matter at all. But we are going to get some Hody value here, which is pretty nice. We're just going to end up probably just tapping. Okay, I go with the Luffy. Yeah, so that was the punish for him not using the Luffy effect there. So we're going to swing 6 at the Luffy. Our Sure will definitely just trade into the Sabo, and we'll be looking fine. We'll probably swing life this turn just because it means we potentially get we get to trade with the 5 cost Sabo if he just wants to take this 6k, which he does. And we're just going to give 2 down to Hody and swing 10. Asking for a lot of counter. Yeah, probably going to eat up the block, and we're just going to pass. We are only on 1 life, but we have a lot of defense up, or just a lot of defense in general. This list does run more of these Sky Island events. And I mean, L Thor is very good in a deck where you're being very aggressive, so yeah, it's kind of, you know, just Radical Beam, but for yellow. And he's going to leader effect, does have the Sabo, looks like, also has the Luffy. Obviously already played, so his leader is going to be big. We're probably going to have to, we'll probably end up eating our last life and just getting like a blocker down or something. We'll be in a fine spot. He still has 5 down remaining, so if he has another Sabo, that could be very good. Also, I think he should have played Sabo last, you know, after playing the Luffy out from life, just because it'd be protected. Not that I really play any KO effects, but, you know, I guess for if he's playing in a different matchup, it could have helped. But yeah, some pretty good discards off the Sabo he ends up playing. It's another Sabo and an Ace. We're definitely just going to wall up a bit and pressure life as much as we can. It's kind of hard, again, because he is a 9k leader. But at this point in the game, Luffy's hand size kind of only goes down, I feel like. Just because every turn he has to discard 1 for his leader effect, plus having the little guys, so he doesn't really plus up anymore. So we're just going to check him for an 11. It's a 2k and a 1k. You know, it's alright. We get the free 2 Dawn using our leader effect with the Rosinante, and we end up getting a 2k and an Ace, which isn't bad because we did see him discard the big Ace, so he might not have another one. We're going to go 10, just asking for another 2k. He does have it, and we'll get down a Corazon and pass it back. We should live this turn. Living the turn after is debatable. He swings 8. I'm definitely just going to take the L Thor. We still have 2 blockers. We have a lot of counter. So I'm pretty confident we'll be alright. He does discard a Gecko, which he definitely could have another Gecko, which I feel like is it's probably the strongest play in this deck. You know, just setting up your life and then playing down Gecko and getting back the little guys to bring out the guys from life. It's pretty solid. He is going to swing with Sabo, probably because he's going to sack it off using the Gecko. We'll just drop a 2k. And here comes the Gecko. We'll bring back Ace, and then I'll bring back Sabo. He correctly ordered his Sabo and Ace in life as well, which is very good. Yep, cheats out the Ace. Attacks for 7. We're just probably going to take the block. The only other attack he has is Leader, so we can just block that as well. We know pretty much our core zone is not going to get removed or anything like that. So we'll just end up taking those blocks. And, I mean, we're still staring down 2 Savos. He is only on 2 cards in hand, though, so it's not impossible. But he's 9k, so I mean, it's kind of big. I'm not sure. I don't know if we ever kill him, honestly, because I don't think we can ever get 4 attacks with the current characters on our board. Yeah, and it also just depends if he has 2Ks or not, because I think, okay, now I'm going to swing baseline, so maybe we trade up for a 2K. That could be good. No, it's just a 1K. We'll go again. Maybe eat a block. Nope, it was a 2K. And now it's like, yeah, we can swing with our leader, but it's just going to end up trading with the Sabo and not going to do much. So we're going to run it back. I'm not sure exactly if I want to go first or second. I end up just choosing second because it's on curve with Kid. I'm also not sure if he wants to go first or second. I think it's first, just because you have Sabo on curve, which lets you set up kind of your whole deck. He just swings for 8. I get a Shura. It's pretty good. Find an Ohm. We already have the Holy, so getting that down on curve is very nice. Probably just going to attack for 5. Oh no, we're going for the Banish. Okay, fair enough. Playing the Ohm might have been better, but he takes the Banish very easily. Again, he just kind of wants to get to 0, but making him go down 2 cards is pretty good, in my opinion. Next turn, we can always just play out the Ohm Holy plus like a blocker or something. And because I found the Kid, I'm just going to play it a little bit obnoxious and just take all my life, because whatever. I want to defend my Kid, not my life. I think it's best to just go wide this turn instead of putting him to 0. I feel like putting him to 0 is a misplay, and I think I learned a little bit more after playing this matchup a bunch that right there I should just attack for 5, and he probably would have taken it, and then I can get down my Holy Ohm plus a blocker. And if he didn't take it, I'm fine with that, because then his leader ability is not active. So yeah, I would say that is a misplay. He's just gonna go 7. Well, Thor, and if he goes big on leader, we'll just block. But I doubt he will. Well, I think he's always inevitably gonna be pretty big, because if he just puts 2 Dawn and then 1 of the little guy effects, he's at 9. So it's always gonna be kind of a big leader swing. He does have another Ace, which is pretty good. Obviously, the goal this turn is just to take my life while dropping as few cards as possible. So I think we are just going to have to... We're definitely going to eat leader hit. Maybe we'll counter out of the Ace hit. Maybe we won't. No, we're going to eat the Ace hit and then just block the leader. Yeah, that's fine. Not spending a blocker on defending our Kid feels a little bit bad, but I think it's okay. This turn, we can't really swing into him. We're just going to play Kid, drop down the core zone, and pass. And something I didn't realize this turn, which ended up being quite unfortunate, is I don't have a single 2K. I think there was one opportunity where I had to get a 2K, and that was off Shura at the start. But yeah, it didn't even cross my mind that I just don't have a 2K. So yeah, this turn is going to be kind of rough, because if he has an out to this Resonante, it's kind of hard. And he is playing the yellow Sabo, so he does have an out to the core zone, or the Resonante, whatever. Same guy. So yeah, now we just have to defend from hand. And he could have went bigger on his leader, honestly, and it probably would have just killed the Kid. But then we potentially, I guess, live from the other swings, so yeah, I don't know. This ended up being a pretty bad spot after I realized no 2Ks. But it happens. If he decides to go... Yeah, just like 8-8, we maybe live. But he goes 9, because obviously he sees we don't have a 2K. unless I did the most illegal bait ever. And yeah. And also, if my whole hand was just 1Ks, it was also fun. But it was not. I needed one more 1K there. And yeah, we don't even have the 2K for the Sabo. All good though. I'm coping. Game was fake. Nah, but seriously, it happens. It's just the game, you know. But moving on, he plays Gorp. Finds a Sabo. I think, yeah, it's either the small Sabo or it's the 5-cost Sabo, the yellow one. Not sure. We're playing Ashura. We find a 2K. I'm happy. I was 2K-less. He's going to go 8. We just eat that. And yeah, I was going to say, please just swing 5 this turn. And he does take. And we'll get to develop our board a bit. This following turn, after we get, you know, the Holy Ohm down, is pretty good. Because he'll probably go to 0. And then we get to pressure his actual life a little bit. Which is definitely nice. He'll go 5. I probably shouldn't be taking that because I know I don't have an 8-cost kid, but we'll find one, surely. What could go wrong? End up taking both of those. I find a Nami, which I think, I mean, there's nothing really better to do. So yeah, we're just going to attack for 8s with Banish. And we're just going to pressure down his hand. Just going to go 5, then 7. Could have alternatively went 6 and then 6, which is 2 2Ks. But I think I actually end up leaving. Nah, I don't leave up this one Dawn. I was going to say, I think about it. But I end up not doing that because I'm like, I have so many cards in hand. And I have actual 2Ks plus the 0-cost event. Like, I never really die here. And he has to drop a bunch of 1Ks to defend that 7. So that worked out. Does not have 2Ks. What happened to me happened to him. But he'll go 7 with Ace. Then he'll use Leader Effect. Trashing a little Sabo. Gonna stack his life. Probably has another little Sabo if he's trashing one. Okay, has a lot of little Sabos. Yep, we'll get out the yellow one and then the black one. I don't think he's gonna pop anything with the yellow Sabo. Like, he can, but yeah, probably not. He'll swing a whole lot at me. I'll eat that. Get another 0-cost event. I could have used it, but I was pretty confident I was just gonna go for game because I know he was pretty much out of 2Ks. Could have potentially like found one off of the Sabo, but does not. So ends up working out for us. Kind of risky though. I'm not gonna lie. He said this deck sucks. Yeah. The deck is cool, but I don't think it's super competitive. I think I told you, yeah, it's kind of cool. He's gonna play out a Garp. Find a OP04 Sabo, the good Sabo. We'll get down Ashura, find it Holy, just to guarantee our Holy Ohm combo, because that card is very good. Might as well make sure we have it. I get a Satori trigger. I just don't be using Satori, honestly. Like, it's good if they like try to go for game and you just randomly get an extra attacker and then you can go for game. But I feel like mid game, you know, he hadn't played anything down. I don't really need to like win on board or fight back on board or anything like that. So I'd rather just keep my 2K in hand. I get another one. Again, really, Satori doesn't help the situation. Not going to be able to swing into the ace. And yeah, I think it's definitely just go 5 at life or go an amount of life. We end up going 8. And like right here, I think it's fine because we get actual swings after, you know, putting him to 0. But he decides to counter, which that's cool with me. I'll probably just end up going 7-7 at this ace to rip even more cards. So yep, we'll go 2 on Holy, attack ace. Yeah, putting him down to like 3 cards in hand sounds very good. And he isn't even able to use Leader Effect yet, so yeah, I'd say our spot is very good. We have a ton of cards, a ton of counter. We know we're living. We might as well counter this, and we can go down to 0 if we have to. We have the blockers for whenever we're at 0 to kind of just sustain. We get another of the 0-cost event trigger, but I just don't be using them. I'm like, nah, just go for game next turn. I don't need a life. I should be using them though, honestly. Like, could potentially get me another trigger, which could give me another body to attack him with. We'll go 8 again, because he has very little counter. And then we're just gonna go for game. We'll go 7 with the Ohm. He drops a 2 and a 1, and then I'll go 9. And he needs 2 2Ks. I don't think he has 2 2Ks, and yeah, ends up working out. We go again. Yeah, I don't know. The matchup is at least interesting, right? Because usually Yamato is happy about putting people down to 0 very fast, but I feel like Luffy just is able to play the game at 0 life, so it's a double-edged sword. He decides to make us go first, which I think is fine. I think it might just be better for me. Not sure. I thought about going Onami, but I was like, nah, I don't really have the Dawn to at least swing like 8 or 9 when I do that, so might as well just go 6. He'll probably take. We'll play down Ashura. I have the Ohm in hand, so taking the Holy is tempting, and I do end up doing it. Alternatively, could have just taken a 2k and just seen if my Ohm would hit, but guaranteeing the combo seems a little bit, too good, honestly. He's only on 4 Dawn, which means, yeah, I feel like him going second just throws off him getting that Sabo down, and I feel like that Sabo is so important because it actually sets up his leader effect and kind of lets him play the game, so yeah, going second doesn't sound the best, because what's he even do this turn? Plays down, like, the Flampe. Isn't bad, I guess. Ends up just being net even. You just drop a 2k. Plays down, pre-plays a Sabo. And, if I don't hit him this turn, I basically put him on have another card to put you down to 0. And he'd either have another Flampe, or he can have a Luffy, or an Ace. Luffy and Ace don't let him leader effect after it. Flampe does, so I basically put him on have a Flampe. And if he doesn't, I'm in a very good spot because I can just Hody, tap both those little guys, and then the rest just go at life, and it's a lot of pressure. So yeah, I feel like he kind of needs the going first curve just for that Sabo. He will probably get one down now, I would hope at least. Like, taking your last life here is pretty pointless, I think, unless you can leader effect after it and then have some amount of setup. He'd need like a Flampe, and then it's 2 down on leader, and then he does have the Luffy and the Sabo already on board, so it could be strong. But if he doesn't have another Flampe specifically, he just kind of can't do much this turn. It's just gonna attack me 4 or 5. We have the kid in hand in case we need to wall up, so that's all good. Also, not much pressure on board currently. Again, he needs that last life. Okay, hard plays the Sabo, so that's good. We're definitely just gonna Hody next turn, which feels a bit scary, but again, we got plenty of cards. What could go wrong? If you think about it, Hody isn't even playing a card from hand because you just take a life and then you have it back. But yeah, it's definitely Hody. There's no way it's not Hody. We'll tap probably the Sabo, probably both Sabos. Okay, we go for the little guys. We're gonna swing under the Sabo in hopes that he'll take a free block, but he probably won't. I think the better play might just be to rest both Sabos, because Hody can swing into Sabo, and the rest of my board can swing into the little Sabo. So, I mean, whatever. We're gonna go 6 at him, as if he wants to take this, we get a big 10k swing with Hody. If he didn't take it, I'm just not swinging with Hody. That was kind of the mentality there, because we probably chew up, the Sabo as well. And we'll pass it back. He does have a ton of cards in hand. How many does he have? I want to count. 4, 8. He has 10 cards in hand. One will end up going in the discard, and then he probably will end up having to play 2 of the 2 drops. So that's 3 cards down. Down to 7. He's equal with me. Actually, we're on 8. But leader effect stacks up Ace and then Sabo. Probably, I feel like 2 of the better. Those are I feel like your 2 best targets are the Rush Ace and the Black Sabo. This one's defense, one is a very strong rush unit, so yeah. Just plays out the Ace and then attacks me for 9. I just end up taking it. I don't have any little blockers right now, but I have a lot of counter, so if I need to defend this, I will. And we will. I kind of wanted him to make that play instead of dropping down the Sabo. He might have just not had the 2-drop Sabo, which is probably more likely the case, so probably should have defended the leader hit. But we're just going to poke him for 9 because he's only a 7k this turn. So it's not unlikely that we can go for game, honestly. If not, I mean, we can end up just playing down the kid and trying to live. He'll counter out of the first 9. I think, yeah, it's probably just drop kid and wall up for a turn. It does give him a little bit more time to, set up, but it kind of puts him on, if he didn't have the 2-drop Sabo last turn, puts him on have that. So yeah, also he doesn't really have many characters to effectively swing into Kid. Like Ace's one Dawn and his leader, kind of after doing his normal leader stuff, is pretty big, but we do have enough, I think, to get out of that with the 0 cost events and a 2k and a 1k. So, doesn't have the 2-drop Sabo, which is very good for me. Just plays out Luffy to end up taking, that Sabo out of life. And then he will use leader, trashing an Ice Age. Him just in general not having a Sabo means he probably won't have much defense this turn. So, as long as we live this turn, we should pretty much just have game. Does have the Ace. Probably still doesn't have a 2-drop Sabo. He's going to go 8 at Kid. We'll defend. He'll go 9 at Kid. Yep. Easy defense, honestly. No stress. And we'll just be able to go for game. I'm getting spammed on Discord. I'm sorry. I know it's irrelevant to the video. You guys can't hear it, but it is messing my commentary up a little bit. It's all good, though. We're going to swing for 11. Again, I think I thought he was at 9, but he's only at 7, so yep. We'll just go 11. He should probably take it, I imagine. Oh no, he has enough counter. Only has the 1-2k though, so now we just go 9 and kind of just go wide a bit. We can play the Hody, but I mean, like, whatever. Because yeah, we just go 9 because it's guaranteed, and he doesn't get that card from life, and then we just go 9 again. And we're chilling. We have done it. And I think there's either one more game. Okay, yeah, that's the last game. But we do have bonus game against Katakuri. I always run into Katakuris, so yeah, we'll play out the bonus game. I feel like 8-drop Kid makes this matchup a lot easier. Also, going first. It feels bad giving Katakuri second, but go first, because this first swing, if they take it, they can't trigger out any of the Wano triggers, which is actually pretty meaningful. Also, all removal doesn't matter, because you haven't played anything. So, I feel like going first in this matchup is good. And I know someone also told me that Katakuri likes to go first in this format, just because of how the deck is built. And if we're going by that, thought process, definitely go first. He'll get down a Sparrow and attack me for 7. We're just going to take it. I have 8-drop Kid in hand, so we're going to play towards that. I think it's pretty rare that Katakuri actually plays 8-drop Katakuri now, so 8-cost Kid is actually very meaningful in this matchup. We're going to play Ashura, just find a 2k. Just going to attack for 6, because I kind of don't want him to eat those, so yeah, we'll attack for 6 and play a blocker. At least we're trading for 2ks, right? But I feel like it would get very scary if he took that hit and then got like 2 more triggers, and then I'm just hard losing on board. I don't really have anything to fight back yet. My 8-cost Kid is delayed, so yeah, a bit scary. Next turn, if we don't take a ton of damage this turn, we might just Hody. We might Hody regardless, honestly. He'll go 7. Yes, we're playing yellow too. We hit him with the Onami trigger, which is great. Very good. And then he just goes, how much with leader? 10 with leader. We just take. I thought about using this Satori, and then I was like, nah. Oh, I do use it. I'm a demon. What am I planning to do? I guess I have a lot of counter regardless, right? But this isn't, our 8-cost Kid. This is Hody. Am I playing Hody? There's no way I play Hody. That's way too. That's too much. That's too much. If he just has an answer to the Yama, I'm just dead. So we'll just go 7 at life. He might take. If he does, he'll probably get at least 1 trigger. So we're gonna have to deal with that. Get to Kiku Nojo, which is pretty good. Okay, so we're just playing defense this turn. We're gonna wall up probably with another Yama. Oop, pops my other Yama. Pretty good. It's fine though. We expect it. It's yellow. There's so many good triggers to play now that it's almost inevitable you're gonna run into an amount of triggers. But yeah, we'll play down the Yama, then give 2 Dawn to the Shura. I doubt he's gonna take this last life. And he does not, just counters for 1. So yeah, now we're just gonna probably just try to clear the Parasparrow, leaving 1 up for the El Thor in case we really need to defend. Thankfully, he just lets it go, so we're in a pretty safe spot, honestly. He's gonna go up to 8 Dawn now, and 8-cost Katakuri. I guess it's okay for him. He can just put Kiku Nojo back in life, but again, I don't think Katakuri plays it. It's not very standard now, and
he'll probably just 7 drop, and if he does, I'm just gonna eat my life and then go for game, because why not? It's pretty likely he doesn't have a 2K, just because he let the Perospero go for a 6 very easily, and I feel like in his spot, he definitely want to keep as many attackers as possible. But yeah, it's probably just gonna go 6 and then 7 at my life. We'll just drop a 2K and then L-Thor the 7. Could go for my Satori, which might be better, but no, he's just gonna go for life. I think either way we would have defended the Satori, just so we can actually go for game. We'll go 7, well, Thor, and he will pass it over. And I think I ended up going just 5 with my first swing here, which might seem a little bit weird, but I was like, I don't think he has 2Ks. Like, the best he can do is just like hit a trigger here, and if he doesn't, he just dies and he takes the 5. So I'm like, all right, I guess it's just 14K with leader, and we're there. Let's see how much counter he had. He had a 2K and a 1K. All right, so talking about the deck list a little bit, it's pretty much mainly just a Sky Island core. You're playing a couple more of the Sky Island cards, like El Thor, which isn't super standard, and Isa, who's just another 2K counter for the Sky Island archetype, and Yama, who's a 2-cost blocker, which works quite well with 8-cost Kid, as well as Corazon. I feel like the green cards in this deck are basically just your top end. They aren't searchable, but you're playing for both, so it's pretty likely you'll find them. Izo is just a very good 2K counter that randomly lets you go for game, so I feel like it just fits too well in the deck to not play. Rosinante is probably the best low-cost blocker, because it can get tapped like when defending your Kid and still defend your Kid. And Hody is just a really, really good card and fits super well in the deck. So yeah, I'm not sure how much I like this version compared to the all green one. I think I like the events, honestly. I really like the 0-cost event and the L-Thor. I feel like they just work really well with Yamato, so there is that. If you want to change the list around a little bit, you could play the 4th Ohm and cut one of the Yamas. I think that's fine. Just playing like the green searchers just doesn't fit, honestly. Like, if you want to play any of the yellow cards, you do get access to, you know, more defensive triggers in the 0-cost event, the Amaru. El-Thor isn't really defensive, but randomly gets value. Satori is pretty decent at just getting a 5K attacker when you need it. And Shura is free. You can't complain about that. But yeah, I need to play more of this list to really tell you if I prefer it over the green one. I think I'm still leaning towards the green one, but this version does work quite well. It does kind of suck your top end isn't searchable, but Hody isn't searchable in like any of the lists you're playing, so that be whatever it is. And I mean, you're playing 4 of Hody and Kid, so it's pretty likely that you'll find them, but yeah, you just kind of, I guess, play around what you find, and you can't always commit to just playing for Kid, which I think is fine, because sometimes Kid just needs to stall you a turn, and then you can go for game. So yeah, I think the list makes a lot of sense. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and have a great day.